Well, this week is pretty busy. Today is the first day of Random Acts of Kindness Week. It's Valentine's Day this week. And also, on February 14th, it's the anniversary of the very first Sunday morning service here at Unity of Gaithersburg. At the Gaithersburg Marriott. There were 12 people. Isn't that sweet? 1983. So speaking of Valentine's Day, do you have a date? Well, hopefully, if you do have a date, it doesn't end up like these worst first dates. She couldn't remember my name, so she asked if I would mind if she just called me Greg instead. He said, "From your photo, I thought you were too good to be true. Now I'm glad to see you've got flaws." Then he listed them. In a restaurant, she said she did a great impression of a fax machine. Then she beeped loudly while unraveling a napkin from her mouth. We went to a fancy restaurant. He ordered and ate the most expensive food on the menu. Toward the end of the meal, he went to the bathroom to wash his hands and never returned. At the end of the date, he kissed me, said he was sure now that he was gay, and would I mind staying so he could introduce me as his girlfriend to his Catholic Polish mom. My date was complaining about me on Facebook. I found out as she accidentally tagged me in the post. And last but certainly not least, at the end of the date, he leaned in for a kiss and said, "Don't be scared if my tooth falls out." Happy Valentine's Day! Did you have a lot to look forward to? So, like I mentioned, Random Acts of Kindness Week happens every single year. And I love that it happens in the midst of our season for peace and nonviolence. And it just so happens that this year, it starts today. So, of course, I thought, oh, this is just a great way for us to highlight kindness and its benefits. So let me give you a little background of Random Acts of Kindness Week. It was organized in 2000 and led by the Random Acts of Kindness Foundation. They have an amazing website that is filled with resources. And what I really love is they have a whole drop-down menu about educators, resources to support children in learning social, emotional skills, and the importance of being kind. So the purpose of Random Acts of Kindness Week is to unite us through kindness. It's described as an opportunity to leave the world a better place than how we found it, and to inspire others to do the same. Random Acts of Kindness Week demonstrates how kindness starts with one smile, one action, one coffee for a stranger, one outreach to a friend. And it just seemed perfect and in alignment with this year's theme here at Unity of Gaithersburg, shining our light. It's just shining our light. Do all the good you can, by all the means you can, and all the ways you can, and all the places you can, at all the times you can, to all the people you can. That's a quote from Christian theologian John Wesley. From 1 John, I love this scripture. "Let us not love in word or talk, but in deed and in truth." And to me, that was a perfect reminder of Unity's fifth principle. Unity has 5 basic principles that are probably just anchors of our teachings, reminders. And the 5th principle is, it's not enough for us to know the truth. We have to move our feet. We have to live it. We got to get it out of the intellectual realm and integrate it into our lives so that we can experience and know the fullness of what we are. And so we come here and we learn spiritual principles every week, right? So what is ours to do? It's to live it. That's what drew me to Unity, the practical application of the teachings of Jesus. Love, kindness, compassion. Otherwise, again, it just stays a concept. And what came to me is the distinction between, there's a lot of emphasis in our health and well-being about being physically active, right? Being physically active, getting out there and exercise. But what about being spiritually active? Yeah. So being spiritually active means we are actively engaging with spiritual principles, and we are expressing them, through setting an intention to be the change we want to see in the world. To deepen our spiritual understanding of all that we are. Because as we share it, as we express it, that's how we learn more deeply who we are, what we are. So I just want you to reflect for a moment. Where have you been kind this past week? Just check in. Where have you been kind? Where have you been love in action? And I'll just give you some ideas maybe to check in. Was it a smile? A smile goes a long way. Was it being patient at the Giant when you're in the 10 items or less and somebody's got 30 items? Maybe did you see a parking meter that was about to expire and maybe slip a few quarters in there or put your card in there? Did you maybe pay for a cup of coffee at Starbucks for someone or let somebody in and backed up rush hour traffic? They're like, I can't get out. And you go, I'm going to let them out. Did you go to a laundromat maybe and put some coins in the machine or leave some soap? What did you do and how did you feel when you gave and received kindness? And Zaina shared a story with me because we talked a little bit about this at Christmas. How to be love, because in Advent we have the theme of love and how to be it in action. And so she came back and shared with me that as a result of being here that Sunday, she and her husband and Layla, her little girl, went to a fast food restaurant and they paid for someone's lunch. And so I asked her how she felt when she did that, and she said it just felt amazing. It was really awesome. And I said, well, how did it land for the person that you bought the lunch for? And she said, well, they were like kind of shocked, but she said, really, the employees. She says the employees were so touched by what they saw. And Zaina said she came back in like 3 weeks later, and they're like, hey, you're that woman. See, people remember. It touches them. And I know that when I have done something kind, maybe out of the way, or, I feel uplifted. I stand taller, I stand more clear, I feel more empowered. And it only takes one. So I wanted to share a little video with you this morning from the Random Acts of Kindness website that just speaks to this. It's just a couple minutes, but I just thought it was powerful.
Sometimes it's easy to feel like the world's getting harder. But if we look closer, on the news, on the web, on the street, we're anything but unkind. Every day, we hear new stories of people trying to make the world a better place. And together, we can make the world that little bit kinder for all of us. It all starts with just one person, you. The thing about kindness is that it's just about the only thing in the world that doubles when you share it. And it's a fact, backed by science. Studies have shown that if you perform just one random act of kindness a day, you'll not only reduce your stress, anxiety, and depression, but your body is flooded with the same hormones that make you and the person you've helped calmer, healthier, and happier. Serotonin, which heals your wounds, helps you relax and makes you feel good. Endorphins, which reduce pain. And oxytocin, which reduces blood pressure and makes you feel more loving and loved. You'll both be more energized, feel less aches and pains, more confident, and could even live longer. And if other people see you helping someone else, they'll be filled with those same feel-good hormones, meaning they're significantly more likely to pay it forward. Like taking that extra moment to hold the elevator for someone, spotting a coffee for a stranger who's just a few cents short, giving your neighbor a hand with their groceries, even just smiling and meaning it. It doesn't take much, but it can make a huge difference for everyone. Those people you've helped will help other people, and those other people will help even more people. And those random acts of kindness can start a chain reaction that can spread across an entire community, a city, a country, and with enough of us, the world. Now, isn't that the world we all want? And it all starts with one.
Yay! So I just wanted to share some more ideas that I've found. I had a great time perusing the internet, just looking for ways to be kind that I wanted to share with you. Some are more creative than others, and some are more obvious than others, but I just wanted to share them with you today. So take a minute to direct someone who is lost, even though you're rushing. Write a letter to a child who could use some extra attention. Kids love getting mail. Offer to pick up groceries for an elderly neighbor, especially in inclement weather. Purchase and give a to-go meal to a homeless person. Help a mom carry her baby stroller up the subway stairs or hold a door open for her. Each time you get a new item of clothing, give away something old. Out of the blue, send flowers to a friend. When you're on a crowded train or bus, offer your seat to an elderly, differently abled, or pregnant person. Before a friend moves away, give her your favorite recipe or quote and a photo of the two of you together. Place your shopping cart back in its place, and also one that has been left in the parking lot. We know that. Call or write a teacher who changed your life. Forgive someone a debt and never bring it up again. The Dalai Lama said, "Be kind whenever possible. It is always possible." And I love this quote by Mark Twain, who said, "Kindness is the language that the deaf can hear and the blind can see." Folks, this is called leaving a trail. Leaving a trail. You know, I love what the video said about people who give, leave wherever they've been a little brighter, a little lighter. They bring the light in. You know, so when we leave a trail, we shine our light through extending. We leave whatever space we have entered transformed. That's leaving a trail. It's leaving a legacy. And folks, I really believe that when we extend kindness, I believe those fast food restaurant employees that Zaina impacted went out that day and did something that was kind because they witnessed kindness. We are inclined to pay it forward because, and I know there's a lot of evidence out there contrary to this, but I stand firm in my knowing that we are wired to love. We are hardwired to be compassionate and caring and to extend kindness. And folks that are out there that are not have had a lot of conditioning to thwart that instinct. Because folks, the truth is, our nature is love. We are divine love, and nothing changes that. And so this is just a reminder that I know you all know you're kind people. I know you're kind people. But it's just a reminder for us of the impact that kindness can have. So what is ours to do is to leave a trail in our little corner of the world. Whatever that is for you in your office, in your family, in your spiritual community, wherever it is, at Trader Joe's, wherever you go, what if you set the intention to be kind? What if? So, okay, this week, are you game? Okay, yeah. I was like, yeah, okay. Okay. Because, folks, if we really want the world to be a kinder place, who's it up to? Yeah. Okay. So this week, I'm going to just invite you, because I'm going to do this, and I'd love for you to do it with me. I'm going to wake up every day, and I'm going to set an intention to be kind. And so, when the universe hears an intention to be kind, you're going to have an opportunity to be kind. So if when it comes, you're like, oh, I set this intention. So I would love to hear what your experience is. So these nifty little bulletin boards out in the hallway that Jeannie Shellhouse created, thank you, Jeannie. I know, they're beautiful. There's one that's interactive. And so what we're going to do is we're going to say, what has been your experience this week extending kindness? And they're little sticky notes. So would you please come back next week and report by putting a sticky note up on that bulletin board what your experience has been, consciously setting the intention to be kind. Good? Okay. And also, who is that person that came to you in meditation who really has impacted you with kindness? And so what I invite you to do this week is to seek them out. Seek them out and tell them, if you can, and if they're no longer on the planet, you can still tell them. They will hear you. Tell them how much it has meant to you for them to be kind, for them to express love in action to you. Okay? They're going to love it. It's going to touch their heart. All right, so this is Random Acts of Kindness Week. I can't wait to hear. Thank you for saying yes, and thank you for the kindness and the light that you shine in this world. Folks, it makes a difference, truly. Let's affirm together. As I extend kindness, my actions inspire, uplift, and empower others. I feel deep connection and unbounded joy, and so it is.